Good day, dear students. I am Jessa Pellazar, 21 years old, from Western Mindanao State University External Studies Unit, EPL. And it is my pleasure to be your speaker for today's event as we are celebrating Mathematics Month. So please settle yourselves in your respective home and make sure that you have a strong connection to listen carefully and not be interrupted as we go on. So all of you now are settled? Okay. So we have this phrase or saying, math is hard, but life without math is harder. Do you agree with that? I know that most of you agree. So, mathematics, a simple 11 letter word, triggers extreme reactions and glare from most people irrespective of their ages. There are, however, quite a few who absolutely love it and enjoy working with it thoroughly. We can really say that math is needed at every step of our life, and we cannot live without it. It is a subject that that is applied to every field and profession. It tells us how things work and also allows us to predict certain things, which is how we progressed so much in life. It has made our lives easier and uncomplicated. When we say math, when we say math, we are talking about numbers. And in our everyday life, we are always encounter and using numbers. Imagine if math wouldn't exist. Can we live with it? It's apparently no. If there were no numbers, there wouldn't exist any calendars or time. We can't even know our birthdays, don't know how to count, etc. So, moreover, there wouldn't be any advancements in technology. The cell phones and high-end gadgets that we use every day wouldn't exist since the mechanism and working involves complex which are possible because of mathematics. Imagine living in a world without computers, televisions, laptops, cell phones, and even electricity. We are sure uh, most of you couldn't imagine living without all this. Mathematics has such a wide, huge application in every sphere of life, especially in school, as we are the teachers and learners. So, since we are talking about technology and mathematics, I will uh, I will share to you the advantage or the benefits of ICT or the information and communication technology and mathematics education. So, ICT integration in mathematics education provides mathematics teachers with integrative teaching methods that motivate students' learning, support their independent learning, and active participation in the discovery of mathematics concepts and topics, and as a result, it helps them to have deeper understanding of the mathematical ideas. So, the integration of ICT and the teaching and learning of mathematics as a result of ICT educational affordances helps students have better achievement in mathematics. So this time, we will have a discussion. But before that, we will have first an activity for us or for you to have an insights what will be our topic today. So you guys ready? Okay. So this activity entitled Feel Me. So I have here 8-letter word, and for you to get the word, you need to answer the 8 equation with its corresponding answer in the box. So if what letter has its corresponding in every item or number, that would also the letter that you will fill in the blank. So lastly, the word that will come up will be our lesson or topic for today. So do you get it? Okay, so ready. So fill me. So we have the 8-letter word and the answer is on the box. So we have the item number 1, 3 plus 8. Okay, 11. So what letter is 11? So letter I. So remember, remember. Letter I. So second. 6 times 2. Okay, 12. So what letter? Letter N. So we have the I, first letter I, and second letter N. So 5 times 6. 30. So we have letter T. T is the third letter. So fourth. 22 minus 7. Okay, 15. So what letter? Letter E. So we have the fourth letter E. So number 5. 24 divided by 6. We have 4. So what letter? Letter G. So the fifth letter is letter G. Number 6. 11 plus 4 is equals to? Okay, 15. So we have the letter E again. So the sixth letter is letter E. So number 7. 45 divided by 9. Divided by 9. Okay, the answer is 5. So what letter? Letter R. So the seventh letter is letter R. So we have number 8. 32 minus 16. Okay, we have 16. So what letter? Letter S. So we have first letter I, second letter N, third letter, what letter? T. So fourth letter E, 5G, 6E, 7R, and 8S. So what would be the word? Okay, very good. So our topic for today is all about integers. Okay. So let's proceed. So we have our objectives. At the end of the lesson, the learners will be able to distinguish the rules on different operations of integers. Second, solve integers using the 4 operations. And lastly, recognize the importance of using integers in real life. So, what is an integer? So, an integer is a positive or negative whole number including 0. So, for example, negative 3, negative 2, negative 1, 0, 1, 2, 3, and so on. So, there are 4 integer operations. So, do you familiar with the 4 integers operation? Okay, so we have the addition, subtraction, multiplication, and division. So the 4 integer operations, we have the addition, the plus sign for the addition, the minus sign for the subtraction, times sign for the multiplication, and divided by sign for the division. So, we will proceed now to the adding of integers. So, we have rules for adding integers. So, we have the rule number 1. The sum of 2 positive integers is always positive. So, remember that, huh? So, the sum of 2 positive integers is always positive. So for example, 5 plus 1 equals to 6. Another example, 7 plus 2 is equals to 9. So for the rules, it is easy. So 2 positive integers is equals to positive. So next, we proceed to rule number 2 for adding integers. So the sum of two negative integers is always negative. Remember that. The sum of two negative integers is always negative. So, for example, negative 5 plus negative 1 is equals to negative 6. Another example, negative 7 plus negative 3 is equals to negative 10. Okay, so for rule number 3 for adding integers, so the sum of a positive and a negative integer could be positive, negative, or 0. So when you add a positive and negative integer, you are really subtracting. Then you give the answer the sign of the greater absolute value. Remember, the greater absolute value. So, for example, 5 plus negative 1 is equals to positive 4 because 5 has the greater absolute value. So, copy the sign of the greater absolute value. So, another example, negative 5 plus positive 1 is equals to negative 4. Since the sign that has the greater absolute value is negative, which is the negative 5. So, another one, negative 5 plus 5 is equals to 0. Because when you add same value with an opposite sign, it equals to 0. So let's practice for addition. Number 1, 5 plus 6 equals to, number 2, negative 3 plus negative 2, negative 6 plus 5, number 4, 8 plus negative 7, number 5, 9, negative 9 plus 9. So, practice in your own, scratch paper or any kind of paper. Okay? Done? So, let's check. Okay, 5 plus 6 equals to, positive plus positive is equals to positive 11. So, we have same sign negative. So, negative 3 plus negative 2 is equals to negative 5. Okay, so negative 6 plus 5, the greater absolute value is the negative 6. So, we have the answer, negative 1. Okay, so 8 plus negative 7. So, the greater absolute value is, okay, the positive 8. So, we have the answer, 1. So, negative 9 plus 9 is equals to same value with opposite sign. Okay, the answer is 0. So, any clarifications or questions about adding on integers? Okay, so none. So, let's proceed. So, let's proceed to subtraction of integers. So, rules for subtracting integers. To subtract an integer, add its opposite. So, remember, to subtract an integer, add its opposite. You will need to correctly change all subtraction problems into addition problems. So, how do you change a subtraction problem into an addition problem? So, there are 3 steps. So, we have the call same change change. same change step. So the first step, keep the first integer the same. So remember, keep the first integer the same. Second, change the subtraction sign into an addition sign. Okay, remember, change the subtraction sign into an addition sign. Lastly, take the opposite of the number that immediately follows the newly placed addition sign. Okay, remember that. So we have the same change. Okay, example. 5 minus negative 2. So we have the same change. So first, same. So 5, need to just copy the 5 because it's just the same. So change the subtraction sign into addition. So we have 5 plus. So the 2, negative 2. So it changed to positive. So 5 plus 2 is equals to 7. So we have 5 minus negative 2 is equals to positive 7. So another example. So negative 5 minus 2 is equals to, so copy the negative 5, the first term. So then change the sign, addition. Then since it's positive 2, so it's changed to negative 2. So we have negative 5 plus negative 2 is equals to negative 7. So let's practice for subtraction. Okay, 5 minus 2, number 1, 5 minus 2. Number 2, negative 3 minus 4. Number 3, negative 1 minus negative 2. Number 4, negative 5 minus negative 3, 7. And number 5, 7 minus negative 6 is equals to. So, practice in your own, any kind of paper. Okay? So, let's check. Okay, for number 1, 5 minus 2 is equals to. Okay, same. 5, change the sign plus, and the last term, 5 into negative 2. So we have the answer 3. So negative 3 minus 4, same sign, negative 3, change the sign, addition, and then 4 into negative 4. So we have the answer negative 7. So number 3, negative 1 minus negative 2. So copy the sign, negative 1 plus, so the negative 2 change it to positive 2. So we have proceed to addition integers. So we have negative 1 plus positive 2 is equals to positive 1. So number 4, negative 5 minus negative 3 is equals to same negative 5 plus, change the negative 3 into positive. So we have the negative 5 plus 3 is equals to negative 2. So number 5, 7 minus negative 6. So we have copy, so same change. So copied 7, change the sign into addition, and the negative 6 change into positive 6. So we have 7 plus 6 equals to 13. Okay, do you get it? Any clarifications or questions about the subtraction on integers? Okay, none. So we will proceed to multiplying integers. Okay, we have the rules for multiplying integers. So the product of two integers with the same signs is positive. Always remember that. Product of two integers with the same sign is positive. The product of two integers with different signs is negative. So So, rule summary for multiplication. So, positive times positive is equals to positive since it has the same sign. So, negative times negative is equals to positive since it also have the same sign. So, for example, another positive times negative is equals to negative. And negative times positive is equals to negative. Okay, so let's practice. So, 6 times negative 3 is equals to, number 2, 3 times 3. Number 3, negative 4 times 5. Number 4, negative 6 times negative 2. Number 5, negative 7 times negative 8. So, practice in your own, any kind of paper. In your house, in your home. Okay? Done. So, let's check. For number 1, 6 times negative 3. Since it has a different sign. Okay, so the answer is negative 18. Okay, correct. 3 times 3, same sign. Okay, 9. Positive 9. So, number 3, negative 4 times 5, different sign. So, the answer is negative 20. So, number 4, negative 6 times negative 2 have the same sign. So, the answer is positive 12. So, number 5, negative 7 times negative 8 is equals to, they have the same sign. Negative 7 times negative 8 is equals to positive 56. Okay, another clarifications. Okay, none. So, we know that the rules for multiplication and division are the same. Did you know that? Okay, so guess what? Yes, they are. They are the rules for multiplication and divisions are the same. So the rules for division are exactly the same as those for multiplication. If we were to take the rules for multiplication and change the multiplication signs to division signs, we would have an accurate set of rules for division. So, we will now proceed to the rules for dividing integers. So, always remember that the quotient, since it has the same rules for multiplication, so the quotient of two integers with the same signs is positive, and the quotient of two integers with different signs is negative. So, rule summary for division. So, same as for multiplication. Positive divided by positive is equals to positive. And negative divided by negative is equals to positive. Positive divided by negative is negative, and negative divided by positive is negative. So, let's practice for division. So, number 1, 18 divided by negative 2 is equals to, number 2, negative 48 divided by negative 6. Number 3, negative 27 divided by 9. Number 4, 64 divided by 8. And number 5, 30 divided by negative 5. So, answer in your own, any kind of paper in your house. Okay, then so let's check. So, number 1, 18 divided by negative 2 have different signs. So, the answer is negative 9. Check. So, negative 48 divided by negative 6 have the same sign. So, the answer is positive 8. Correct. So, number 3, negative 27 divided by 9. So, the answer is having a different sign. So, we have negative 3. Check. So, number 4, 64 divided by 8. Positive. The same positive. So, the answer is positive 8. So, number 5, 30 divided by negative 5. The answer is having different sign. Negative 6. So, any clarifications or questions about operations on integers for the 4 operations? Any questions or clarifications? Okay, none. So let's review. So what is an integer? Okay, an integer is a positive or negative whole number including 0. So another question. Can you give an example of an integer? Okay, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and so on. Negative 1, 2, 3, negative 1, negative 2, negative 3, 0. Okay, very good. So what are the four operations? Okay, the four operations are addition, subtraction, multiplication, and division. So how do you add integers? Okay, the sum of two positive integers is always positive. Number, the sum of two negative integers is always negative. So when you add a positive and negative integer, you are really subtracting. So then you give the answer, the sign of the greater absolute value. So how do you subtract integers? Okay, to subtract an integer, add its opposite. So we have the step called same, change. Okay, very good. So how do you multiply integers? Okay, if the signs are the same, your answer is always positive. And if the signs are different, your answer is always negative. So lastly, how do you divide integers? How do you divide integers? Okay, very good. If the signs are the same, your answer is always positive since it is the same rules for what? Okay, multiplication. And if the signs are different, your answer is always negative. So, no further questions or clarifications? Okay, none. So, very good. Thank you for students. Thank you for your cooperation. Okay, that would be the end of my topic or discussion. And see you when I see you. Okay, goodbye. Thank you and have a great day ahead.